Ambassador Young, we find ourselves in sunny South Africa on this most historic occasion on the centenary of the ANC. I wonder if you could tell us just a little bit about your engagement with South Africa.
Well, you know, most of us don't know it, but we've always been related. There's a relationship between the founding of the ANC and the founding of the NAACP. I mean, this was a period in which peoples of color began to rebound from the attacks of the end of Reconstruction and the Klan, and realized they had to be organized. So a lot of it came out of churches. I mean, the same people that founded Howard University and Dillard University, where my parents went to school.
Sure.
First, my father went to Howard later. Those were the same missionaries that founded Fort Hare, where Chief Albert Lutuli went to school.
Right.
And it was mostly people who were educated out of a religious background.
The AME Church in South Africa.
The AME Church in South Africa, still here.
Yes.
But they came a little later, I think, but the early missionaries were mostly out of New England.
Yes.
And they brought a very high standard of education, but they brought the values of our Constitution as though they were from God.
We must unite.
And so I studied about Albert Lutuli in Sunday school in New Orleans in the 1940s.
In the 1940s.
30s and 40s.
Okay.
See? And
Have to remember
the
struggles of our people and celebrate
it was
them.
just part of our,
But also the sacrifices
we just didn't believe
of
that
our people.
African students should stay
Our
in the dormitory on
talked
Christmas,
about people who went to the
Thanksgiving.
gallows.
So at my house, there was
We must remember
always
people like
any
Comrade
foreign
Lucille
students, they were mostly African or Caribbean
who went
students,
to the
that were
gallows
left in the
singing,
dormitory, had dinner with us.
who
So
was not
it was just part
afraid,
of
but who was determined
global racial
that his
sacrifice.
sacrifice
What school was
would
that?
see this country free.
Well, that was Dillard University,
Yeah.
right across the street from
Our
where I
comrades
live,
like Joe
which was Straight College when my parents went there.
The
Okay.
apartheid
And
regime
my father went from there to Howard,
followed
and he graduated from Howard in 1921.
1921.
I graduated in 1951.
Okay.
Comrade Joe Davis,
I got
one
a
of
daughter
those
that
was
graduated about 1981, and I got a granddaughter that's there now.
Okay.
So we've been there a long time.
My parents finished in the early 50s. Both of them met at Howard.
Yeah.
comrades like J.B. Marx.
Today is a really significant day for many, many reasons. 100 years.
100 years of anything
Yeah.
is a miracle.
Is a miracle. So
And
was assassinated.
the thing about this organization is
They
that
went
it has been
on us
one of the
all
most
over the
disciplined
West.
organizations
That's the
in
September
the world.
Chief Rep in
Um,
France, and he
They
was
were
assassinated.
communists, they were
Assassinated,
socialists,
and she was entered
they
in the
were free
ANC.
enterprises, they were
We must
religious
remember
people, they were
great
atheists,
comrades like
they
Comrade
were white,
Joseph,
black, Jewish,
and of course our president,
Christian,
President
Islamic,
Zakaria Mahamane, who
and yet
created
they have stayed together. And
Our struggle was
that's
supported.
miraculous.
not
The
only
ANC also,
within
about the same
our
time,
regime in SADC,
Gandhi
but
was
it
here.
was supported
Right.
And so
across
Gandhi started
the
the
continent and
nonviolent
all over
movement
and
about
all
the
over
same
the
time
world.
that
So
they
on that
started
note,
ANC.
I would
And there were
like to
many
call
Indians
upon
who became a part of it.
His Excellency,
And the nonviolent
President
influence.
Yoweri Museveni of
The gentleman
Uganda,
said in the introduction that
come and
in
say
organizing
something.
they wanted to
We
find
know
some
the
way
role that
to
Uganda
get together
played,
and to solve the
many
problem
of our
without the
frontline
spear and the sword.
right.
as
Right.
they were called.
Say, well,
But
that
Uganda
was-
not necessarily a frontline
that was
state,
basically the way we grew up.
but we know the
I grew up in an integrated
So,
neighborhood in
like-
New Orleans with an Irish grocery store, an Italian bar. The Nazi Party was 50 yards from my house. So before I was in kindergarten, my parents had to explain to me about white supremacy.
Okay.
And what they said was, it's a sickness. And you don't get mad with sick people.
Right.
You help them.
Right.
And my daddy's admonition from kindergarten was, don't get mad, get smart.
Right. Destroy the bad idea rather than the people.
And, and so we have grown up together. When Martin Luther King won the Nobel Prize, Chief Albert Lutuli had already won it. And so we worked together on that. And I came here first in 1974 with Arthur Ashe. Then I came back as ambassador to the United Nations in 1977. And all the people I met at the tennis matches with Arthur Ashe were in the government.
Yes.
And that was a racist government.
Yes.
So they spent the time that he was on the tennis court sort of kicking my brain about how our integration was working.
Yeah.
And I had been elected to Congress by a district that was predominantly white.
Okay.
They couldn't understand that, except I said to them, we have to learn to live together as brothers, or we'll perish together as fools.
Yes.
And
So true. So true. Is there any message that you would like to convey to the ANC?
well, yeah, because the problem of the ANC is the problem of the world. It's Obama's problem, it's Europe's problem, it's Egypt's problem, it's Brazil's problem. They have got to find a way to make democracy and free enterprise work for poor people. Now, we've done that pretty good with the middle class. But now, even the U.S. is struggling, and we're losing jobs, and we haven't really understood the impact of the change that we're living in. I was reminding people that they invented the printing press in the 15th century, but it was really almost the 18th century before the turmoil generated just by printing the Bible settled down. Well, these little cell phones and iPads,
Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Facebook, that's revolutionary. I mean, the Egyptian revolution was as much about technology and jobs as it was about religion and democracy. And South Africa is one country that seems to have developed the religious tolerance to really take on this challenge. And I think they have to sort of teach the world something. And so the U.S. can push poverty under the rug because it's 25-30%. Here poverty is 75%. India poverty is 75-80%. But India and China are too big to deal with their problems. I mean, China's doing well for 500 million people, but they got 1 billion people in poverty.
Yes.
If the ANC can keep this economy growing at 5% to 10% for the poor, then they will show us how to run a country.
What a wonderful legacy that would be.
It is. And it's indigenous to what we would call the tribal structure. The tribal structure really is a value system that says we all have to take care of each other if we're going to survive. We've lost that in the U.S. now.
Yes.
It's sort of every man and woman for themselves, and hell with everybody else. Of course, schools like Howard, Morehouse, Dillard, that whole tradition, I say to Howard now that everybody's talking about science, technology, engineering, and math. But those things without values and without vision
Right.
and without virtues
Yes.
create a hell on earth.
Right. That's the core mission of the HBCU.
That's the core mission of the HBCU. And to put some vision and values and virtues, the virtue of care and concern about the least of these.
Yes.
You know, the reason Kasim Reed is mayor of Atlanta today is because when he was at Howard, he helped to found a foundation that helped less fortunate students. And when the word got out that Howard students had given $1,000 to each of the students from Katrina,
Yes.
I said, you know, this boy's gonna be our mayor. Like I told him when he was at Howard, at 19, I said in about 20 years, you hurry up and get your stuff together. We're gonna need you as mayor. We elected him as mayor at exactly 39.
How about that?
So now, before him, and right after me,
Yes.
was Shirley Franklin,
Okay.
another Howard
Another
graduate.
Howard.
And I don't know what I got from Howard, but I got something. I didn't get it in the classroom,
Yes.
but
Well, some of the best lessons are learned outside of the classroom. I
well,
would
the
say.
good thing about Howard is it brings together a kind of intellectual elite, which could be seen as a bad thing if it was exclusive.
Right.
But
I think there's a sense of compassion there,
No,
understanding and connectedness.
to make that, when Kasim introduced the idea of the foundation,
Yes.
that was making that elite inclusive.
Right.
It was not defined by wealth or birth, but by brains and energy. And so bringing students into our schools because of their ideas and their dedication, that's what we've got to do in partnership with South Africa. That's why I'm glad to see you over here.
Oh, thank you so
God
much.
bless
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for your time. Yes, for you. Thanks. Thank you so much.